Plus Uncommon Fossil, and today presenting an upgraded Koraidon EX deck. This is okay. I've kept it budget friendly, which is one of the focuses here, which means I didn't want to use Ting-Lu, which might be the best way to do it, the Ting-Lu, just to show it to you if you want to try it, particularly the EX. Well, the EXs are, what, 600 a piece, right? So you need 3 or 4 of them probably in the deck with like 2 Koraidons. It's cursed land ability. As long as it's in the active spot, your opponent's Pokemon in play that have damage counters have no ability except for Pokemon EX. Now, the number of EXs in decks keeps growing, so that's less useful, but 150, and it puts 2 damage counters on. You play things like Gapejaw Bog and such to get damage counters around, maybe Radiant Alakazam. Kind of navigate things that way. It's not bad, but I want to keep it more budget-friendly. So kept the Koraidon, obviously, with Wild Impact, does 220, which is okay. It can't attack the next turn. It can accelerate 2 energies to your basic fighting Pokemon however you want to. It ends your turn, though, so it's not anywhere near as good as what like the lightning or dark energy or even water and energy accelerations are. But cut 1, went to 3, kept the Lucarios, kept the one with Avenging Knuckles attack, because I think that's useful at times, but then leaned into the Lucario with Roaring Resolve, because it does bigger damage, easier to set up. So crafted two more of those. It's a rare, so it's what costs 425, something like that. It's okay. Roaring Resolve, you put 2 damage counters on it, attach an energy from the deck to it, and then Aura Sphere Volley, for 2 fighting, does 10 plus, 60 per fighting energy attached, and you discard all those energies. So you can do a big attack as you set up, but then you lose the damage, so you can't do the big attack the following turn, which is why the other Lucario is nice, where you don't lose energy. You can kind of help set things up. All right, I've kept the 2-2 Revavroom. It's okay as an engine. I found it to be disappointing. I was excited, but it's disappointing, I will say. But wanted to keep the flavor, and keep it in the deck. Cut the Great Tusk, because I don't think that really made it better. And then added a second Diancie, just because I think that's Princess's Curtain's important. You're going to have to Koraidon, or at times, or usually Lucario's ability to get it set up to do the big knockout. So Diancie, you're going to need that during game, and even attack with it some. Do 20 damage, draw 2 cards isn't terrible. And then added Squawkabilly EX, which is very important to get the deck going. Once during your first turn, you can discard your hand and draw 6 cards. You can only use it during first turn, but getting those cards in the discard and some more cards, you get your bench set up. You hopefully get your 2 energies in the discard pile, so Koraidon can accelerate 2. So that's usually pretty important. So it just helps get things going. I've added 1 fighting energy. I think just because you're charging through energies, you need to get them into the discard pile turn 1. You really want to take advantage with 2 energy accelerations with Koraidon, and then you are discarding energies with Lucario's attack, so you're chugging through energies, so we need a decent amount of energy in the deck, higher than average. All right, trainers, what did I do? I cut 2 Ultra Balls. We don't really need. We'll draw our evolutions, I think, enough without it. And I've added 2 Earthen Vessels, which is really good. You discard a card from hand, so therefore it does help with the energy discard, which is part of what Ultra Ball is there for anyway. We discard this way with this item, but then we draw 2 basic, search the deck for 2 basic energy cards, which are fighting, so very good in this deck. Let's see, I cut the Stadium, I cut the Tools, which means I cut the Arven, I cut the Grant, just getting through some things. Cut Energy Search, because I think Earthen Vessel is just better. What did I do? I kept the Gutsy Pickaxe at 4, because I think that's nice. I added a 4th Trekking Shoes, just to help get things set up and turbo through the deck. Added a 4th Nest Ball, because I think getting the basics in play is more important than the evolution. So 4 Nest Ball, 2 Ultra Ball, I think is the right mix. I cut 1 Research just for deck space. Research is good. Obviously 4 is nice, but we need some other cards. We'll get to those. So added 2 Ionos. Each player shuffles their hand, puts the bottom of the deck, draws 1 for prize cards remaining, just sees a bunch of fresh cards early game, puts your opponent late game to a small hand. Useful. And honestly, you dig through your deck, so sometimes it can help from decking out too. Added 1 Super Rod, maybe a second Super Rod. Really nice card. You might want to consider a second one. Shuffle any combination up to 3 of Pokemon and or Basic Energy from the discard pile into your deck. And the 2 Earthen Vessels. So this list makes the deck better. It's still not a great deck, I will say, but it's okay at least. It's playable. I didn't feel like the original Koraidon deck was very playable. It just didn't work well from my perspective. This is okay, so give it a shot if you want. If you don't have a lot of resources, I would say don't craft these cards. It's Lucario's not bad, so having playing a Lucario deck isn't a bad thing at some point anyway. But anyway, the deck's all right. Let's take a look and see what we can do on the ladder. All right, hopefully we get a nice game to show this revised build off. We'll do want to go first, right? If we win the toss. Still, we play the 3 Koraidons. Want to accelerate turn 1. Want to leave Diancie in the active because we don't want to get the Pokemon with the energies accelerated, gusted up, and knocked out. All right, not bad. Would have liked to see some energies in hand to get them discarded with Squawkability. That's the thing I don't like right now. But Squawkability, Nest Ball, it's good. It's good. Yeah. Just missing the energies from hand. Excuse me. Big yawn. All right, up against Lost. Look, this isn't... okay, so... I'll hold off. I don't think I want another Diancie, do I? I can't like hide behind this wall that long. Okay, energy's good because I can discard it, so I like that. I know it's nice, but I don't need it now. All right, Koraidon is good. So toss down Koraidon, toss down Squawk, and get down a Riolu. And Squawk, and see what I get. I mean, ideally, I'll get Accelerate 2 energies. If not, we'll do what we can. So let me get down... I need to get these guys evolved, right? That's my one concern. Like with spread, I could get myself in trouble here. But let's see what I hit with Pickaxe. That's fine. I mean, it's nice for next turn. Ultra Ball. So I think I want to just get in... I can... I mean, if they hit, my guess is they're not going to disrupt my hand. Let me get my Lucario into play here. And actually, both Lucarios are nice in this matchup. So I'm liking it. Yes, and actually the Lucario does not get one shot by Cramorant, so that's good too. I'll put the 2 energies on the Riolu. He can attack next turn. I need to get a switching card, right? I discarded a rope. So down that, right? But I believe that's the only switching card I played, right? Always, during the game, check your discard pile if you're not quite sure, right? So 1 Diancie gone, that's fine. 1 Lucario with the Roaring Resolve ability. That's fine. I played the 1 Rod. That's my and I kept the Klara in the deck, right? So those are my Pokemon and energy recovery options. I don't play Manaphy, so the Radiant Greninja could be trouble. Could be difficult. We'll see. Colress. So they haven't used Comfy yet. They're doing the Colress first. They might have got the Colress off of Greninja. Don't know. They got rid of a Nest Ball, so they must have Battle VIP Pass, I guess. Although I'm a bit surprised they didn't use that yet. All right, so Lightning Energy. Good to know. Excuse me, big yawn. So we'll see. So another Comfy. So they may take the knockout this turn, and that's okay if they do. I have knockout and the counter. I might not have any draw though. Okay, ditching Comfy is good because I'll be honest though. Honestly, and once they don't knock me out, I might not do anything this turn, right? All right, so they're getting their 4th card in the Lost Zone, so that means, oops, sorry, bumping the microphone there. right? That means they can Cramorant, if they could get Cramorant into play and into the act. If they did discard that Nest Ball, so they either had the Pokemon in hand or they still must have some Pokemon draw, I assume. You know, haven't seen a Battle VIP pass yet. Okay, they can retreat. Okay, retreating into the... So now it's looking like they might not actually have the attack. But that's 5. So Radiant Greninja is scary here, right? So, do I want to? Yeah, I'll use my ability because look, if I'm okay if it's Pokemon, I think. I'm not thrilled about that one, I gotta say. Right, so that's 2. So my other 2 Lucarios of that one are discarded. I should have. Well, don't know. No, I didn't. Okay, so I will just accelerate 1 to. I'm gonna accelerate to the Koraidon, figuring I'm gonna need that at some point. I obviously would have liked to have accelerated to the active Diancie, because his attack is okay. It draws me 2 cards, right? So right now, it's showing the weakness of the Revavroom engine, right? If you don't have energy, it doesn't do anything. So, you know, we'll see. I've hit, what, 2 Gutsy Pickaxe and 2 Trekking Shoes, so that's a good number of those, right? I'm halfway through those. So, you know, which it decreases the odds that that's what I top deck. Because at this point, I'm in top deck mode, unfortunately. My opponent's not doing great, but look, they have a huge hand. They can accelerate energy. They can take 2 prizes. Palkia, is that what I see? Okay, Palkia. All right. And Palkia is good, right? So Palkia, V-Star. What do I want to send up, right? That's one of those big questions. What do I send up here? I will send him up. I'm not sure, right? I could have sent up the Lucario. I don't want him getting knocked out. I don't know. I might have made a misplay. So they're going to take a knockout. I assume. I mean, they have options here, right? They could take 2 prizes. If they don't knock out my active, I'm probably not attacking again. So I might have made a misplay there. Look, the Riolu, his retreat cost is 1, and so net 9. Okay, so they took out my active, so which is good. Now look, they're up by 2. I'll take 1 prize here, and then I wait and see what happens next. So that part is less than ideal for sure. All right, Earthen Vessel is good too, right? So I need some energies. Yeah, so let me see what let's see what I hit. I need to get that Rod or Klara at some point. Okay, that's not terrible there. Yeah, that's a nice little get there, I do believe. How many energies in the discard now? 1. I just don't want to. I'll attach 1. Yeah, I can discard 1. Just trying to figure out. I'm going to research here, right? Yeah, I think I like the knockout, right? I do 130, which is exactly what I need. I'll attach and discard. And I'm going to take the knockout at the end of this turn. I'll Gutsy Pickaxe. That's boss is obviously very nice. Let me get... Actually, that's pretty good energy there, right? No, let me keep the Riolu. Yeah, okay, good. I want this little Lucario in play. Just take things out of everything's out of range of Radiant Greninja now. That's oh no, I can't evolve him. That's right. I just played him down. Silly me. But take the knockout and don't need to draw more cards. So that's okay. And I can attack again for equal damage next turn if that's the way things go. If I get Iono'd, I'll lose the Lucario, but okay, I'm not getting Iono, getting Klara. They've done very well. 8, so they're up to 10. Counter catcher, which they can't use, makes sense. They have a huge hand. Once again, as this game goes, I am digging through the deck quicker than I would have thought. So, which is good in general, right? As long as you don't deck out, and the game will be done before I deck out. But a lot of discarding, a lot of and such. So 5 energies. Okay, so they played Rod. We'll see what happens here. I think I have energy in deck. So they're playing the rope. I'll send up the Koraidon because they're not going to knock him out. He can attack, and I kind of think at some point he needs to attack. And I have the boss. If they play down a Palkia, boom, I blow up the Palkia, the V. I don't know if they're going to go that route, but want to kind of protect. All right, that's very nice for me there. So Lucario, I will playing a rope again. That's a little tricky now, isn't it? That part's tricky. So I'll send him up. I liked having the Koraidon in the active, I got to say, with the boss. So potentially they could attack. What's their energy situation? They got rid of 4 energies. Okay, so they have a real mix of energies. So they have attackers I have not seen, right? At this point, I haven't seen a use case for the dark or the lightning energy. So that's a thinning card, right? Because they already played the Colorus. Is trying to think, wow, Colorus. They discarded all those cards. So they're real. So 4 energies in the discard pile. I think 4 energies in the lost zone. So 8. See what happens here, right? If I hit Gutsy Pickaxe, then I'm happy about that. Kyogre, so they can take 2 knockouts, right? They could take 4 prizes. The Squawkabilly is obviously very squishy. I don't have a way to get him out of play. Let's see. If I hit an energy off or a switching card, let me Gutsy Pickaxe first. Switch card, that's very nice there, right? So let me... Do I have energy here? I don't know. I've dug through a ton of energy. I might be out of energy, in which case that's the last one. So I have Klara and I have Rod, so I'm going to need those. That's okay. All right, that is okie dokie. So switch, take 2 prizes here. He doesn't... Now, the nice thing, he does not hit the active, which is a plus. But... So I can't attack with him next turn. So I am in some trouble, right? I am in some trouble, I do think. But let me go ahead and prize. This might be, maybe I needed to attack the, let's see, I've attached already, right? Just making sure I made my moves. So go ahead now. Now I did open up the counter catcher play to my opponent, which I've seen that they play that, which isn't a surprise, right? They've lost zoned 1. I don't know what they maybe play 2. I don't think they played more than that. So they got the Radiant Greninja back, which can at this point gives them no prizes. That's good. I have the switch card, which I might need as well. So I can retreat, switch or something. Okay, wow. So they're... All right, so they're gonna recover cards with, obviously they need to get energies back on top of the deck, right? As well as get them attached. So counter catcher. We'll see what they do. He does 150, so he knocks out the Kyogre. He'll knock out the Kyogre as well. This Lucario will do 130 with a single attachment. This will do 150 with an attachment, assuming they knock out a fighting Pokemon, which I assume they will. If they don't, then I'm in really good shape. So they got their 3 energies there. They have... now, look, honestly, if they attack this turn right at this moment, they would lose the game because they're not going to knock me out, and they're going to deck themselves out. So their goal is to win the game this turn. That counter catcher obviously was huge. They were waiting on that. And Roaring Moon, okay. I'm not entirely sure about the Roaring Moon play. So I think, right, they don't knock me out. I mean, they don't take game here. So I just win. Wow. So I'm just going to pass, right? So, I mean, I can attack too, right? It doesn't matter at all. So I will just end turn and take game, right? I could have switched and taken the knockout. I could have used the Koraidon. I mean, I could have used the Revavroom, right? I had energy. So anyway, just the deck worked. It's set up decently well. The 60 was fine. No clear changes after that game. That's one of the things. This is early days having made these changes. I changed it. I played it. I changed it again. In part after a game, because I always try to think through what could have been different. And but a solid game from the deck. Pleased with the upgrades. All right, let's see what we can do this game. Hopefully we get something to show the deck off a bit. It's yeah, the deck is definitely better for sure. I'm glad for the changes I've made. The list could obviously be tweaked still. I'm not sure what the tweaks would be at this point, though. You know, I have conflicting thoughts about what I need more of. So, you know, do I want some tools? Do I want some stadiums? Obviously, I've ditched those completely. But you know, I've filled up my deck with other things. Probably the Revavroom goes away, I think. Riolu, it's not the best thing in the world for sure. Need to get all right, Manaphy down. Let me get I want to get 2 energies in the discard pile. It's part of what I want to do here. Let's see. Do I have Squawkabilly? I do. Okay. I might want to retreat into Diancie, right? Depending what happens here. Let's see what I hit here. No, I'm willing to ditch that guy. Hopefully I don't. That's okay. I don't mind attaching energy if that's what happens to him. Actually, Riolu, I might want him instead. Let's see. Iono. Okay, so I'm going to... I have 1 in the discard, right? So I need to get... I want Squawkabilly in play. That's what I want to utilize there. Look, the problem now, he does become a huge liability. So I'm going to attach 1 energy to the active because I want to retreat. I want to save, you know, a switch card would be nice too, but I don't necessarily know. All right, so Diancie. So I can retreat here, set up Diancie, and I'll get down the engine piece. You know, the Revavroom engine is awkward, is what I will say. I'm going to make these attachments. This could be the mistake. It could be a mistake. I don't know. Just trying to think through what I want to do. All right, so I have which Lucario? I have Lucario, so I can get 3 on him. I can get 190. It's okay, up against Zoroark. Well, this is going to be tricky. Let's see what happens here. So I don't know what they're doing exactly. So they're not really attacking this turn at all, which I like that. I do like that. So I'll make this play. Make this play. Get rid of the Varoom. Earthen Vessel is, just a nice card to have for sure. I could attach. I don't necessarily want to attach though, right? So let me accelerate 1 to himself. So he takes the knockout. They lose one of their special energies. That's a +2. Might want the other energy. Not certain. Let me use the Revavroom now. I get 4 cards, which is a very solid draw. I don't think I want to research. Trekking Shoes, see what I hit. Sure, I like energy. I have the Switch. I probably, let's see, do I hit? Oh, I hit boss. That's very nice, isn't it? Are they going to do some gust stalling on me, though, right? That's part of my concern right now, I got to say. So I'm going to retreat. I want to save the Switch card. That's my thought there. So he does the 130. So I have the boss here. So now you can't attack this next turn. So I'll just sit on these cards. Okay. I lose all my energy, which isn't great. But hey, I take out their attacker, right? Getting the other Lucario up in play could be useful here, right? So I've slowed them down. This next turn, they're not doing anything. Right, they're not taking a prize. I assume I can knock them out again. Okay, Radiant Alakazam, Iono, but that's all right. I had the cards to attack. All I need is an energy in hand, and I can attack. As long as they don't ability lock me, of course, which, I don't know. Artisan, so they're going to get down another Zorua, I assume, so that I can't not take them out. Yeah. So let's Pokemon. What do they have here? So Flapple, 150 per ability. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right now I have 5. So it does, right? So he one-shots my Koraidon, which isn't great, right? For 1 colorless energy. Slowbro, if I get down to 1 prize, they take 2. So I've got to be 2 prizes ahead of them or I lose the game. We'll see what happens, right? So moving damage. So moving damage off my Lucario. Squawkabilly. Squawkabilly is nice, obviously, it's a multi-prizer. Okay. I want to attack this turn. That's pretty safe bet. I'll accelerate to him. I'm just going to take the knockout here. I'm going to play the 130 HP guy. I assume they're going to knock out the active. So I'm going to play the one with 10 more HP. And he doesn't have an ability, which can start to help me. It might start to help me. I don't know. It's not guaranteed, obviously. But, so take the knockout here. I'm up by 2 prizes, and that's very important, right, with that Slowbro, right? The question is, can I maintain the 2 prize lead up until the finish? And that's dicey, right? If they knock out my active, I have the counter knockout next turn. So that's very, very nice for me. I probably get down another Riolu, get down another Lucario. So getting down the Zoroark. So yeah, I haven't seen Zoroark in a bit. Look, it's still it's a solid deck for sure. It's a deck you need to know how to play. I've played it some. Okay, so what's the grass one? I assume it's for up against the Charizard. Um, I mean, it does big damage. 180. If they're behind on prizes and have the what you might call it, the reversal energy. So they're down 2 energies. Let's see what they're putting into play. Well, that's not good. That's not a good feeling. 50 to each. They're not going to make me happy. So this is rough. The elect. Okay, he's not good. Not good for me. Iono. All right. Electivire, right? I don't think he was in the discard pile before. Could be wrong. All right, getting another Zoroark down is obviously really good too, right? Because because you have they didn't. Okay. So I'm in trouble. They take 1, 2. I need to knock out the active, I think, right? That's what needs to happen. So problem is he's getting knocked. I'm in a ton of trouble now. Ton of trouble. Unless, my biggest, he's at 60. But they can move a damage counter from Diancie over to Lucario, and they can just take a ton of prizes this turn. And that is what it is, right? I knew this was a tough matchup when it started. And yeah. Yeah, it's not great. And now because I have 3 support Pokemon, I can't get another Riolu on the bench, which I would have liked to have done. Although at 70 HP, they can one-shot that too. If they move it over to Diancie with that Electivire attack, right, can take him out too. Although it limits things, right? If they can't use Painful Spoons to set him up, right, because they want to get 10 more on this Lucario. I assume they move 10 from Diancie to Lucario. I think that's the play. So what are they getting out? They're getting the Zoroarks back, right? Okay. So probably going down this game. Look, Zoroark is always it's very matchup dependent. It's good in some situations, it's bad in others. And also, look, this Koraidon deck is okay. Some decks Zoroark, it gives a number of attacking options. What else do they have in here? Let's take a look. That's what we want to try to understand. So I think they're going to win. And I can't take 2 prizes. That's one of the problems with the Slowbro. So I think this is a 3-prize turn. Then they can take 2 prizes the next turn. They can take the Squawkabilly out the following turn. And I don't know. I've kind of think I might have lost the game, quite frankly. What's the Gutsy Pickaxe situation? I only have 1, so I can't attack with Koraidon. What do I send it up into the active? So they're missing the Diancie. Oh no, they hit the Diancie. Okay, so what are they gusting up? The Squawkabilly. Okay. Now they can't use reversal next turn. That's my one saving. Oh no. Oh, that's right. He's weak to him. So nice play there. So I think they down to 1 prize now? 2, 3, 4. I think they're down to 1 prize, which isn't good. It's not good. So what do we do here? They can't use the reversal though. That's my one benefit right now. They cannot use reversal. All right, I'm going to rope. I mean, I'm in bad shape here. I guess I'm going to Klara this turn too. I guess there's a possibility. I don't need Pokemon, right? I just need energy. I'm going to attach to the active. You know, if I hit boss, then, right? Although I use Klara, so it doesn't matter, right? I can't, boss doesn't work. So, I'll just accelerate to myself. They probably have game here, right? I guess I could have benched another Koraidon to get out of the rope situation. Maybe I should have done that. Maybe I should have Nest Balled for Koraidon. Now that I think about it. So, I mean, obviously they're super close to winning. They just need one prize. There's essential, you know, I don't think there's any way I don't lose. The question is, do I lose this turn or not, right? Put 3 damage counter. What's he do? So there we go. Oh, that's okay. Yep. So I mean, look, they had the, you know, good job by my opponent, obviously, and Zoroark it's tricky for a lot of decks matchups. And look, this deck isn't great. You needed to just go with the big tanky Pokemon, I think. Not too many abilities, which Koraidon obviously has abilities. Lucario has an ability. And just get things going. Anyway, concluding thoughts here. This is an improvement to the deck. I've kept it budget friendly. Squawkabilly certainly helps it go. I think leaning into the Lucario makes the deck better. The Revavroom engine probably isn't great. I mean, this kind of shows the limitations, although, you know, it's fun to try it out. I think going for Gutsy Pickaxe, for Trekking Shoes isn't bad. Earthen Vessel makes the deck better for sure. Those are some of the big thoughts. Adding Rod is I think, pretty important for the deck too. And at Iono, because some of these games go long and you dig pretty hard into the deck. But it's improved, but it's still just okay. Play it if you want to. Let me know your thoughts. If you have better suggestions, let me know in the comments below. Take care.